Hey, what's up? Good morning, Ham Stew. How you doing? Hey, what's up, Nelson? Good morning. Sean, what's up? Yeah, the weather's not too bad. It rained last night again here. Every time I turn around, there's a foot of water by the shop, but it's all good. It's nice and warm. Could be worse. Hey, Jeremy, what's up, buddy? Big Paul, what's up? So, there's a timer on the chat, so you can only post chat every 25 seconds. I don't know if that's going to work out or not. Just something I'm trying. Double check. How's it going? Nothing super crazy happening today. Just Jessica's got stuff going on, and I told John we weren't going to work today. What's up, Kenny? And so I thought maybe I'd just do a live, and then I was trying to figure out where to go to do a live, and then I thought, well, what better place to do live than up here in Marla? I brought some keys with me too, just in case I decide to switch trucks and maybe do startup or something. Hey, Kyle, Xavier, James. Xavier's coming in from France. Kenny's from Rhode Island. Big Paul from Yorkshire, England. Hopefully I said that right. Hey, Tim from Louisiana. Neil, what's up, brother? Hey, James, how's it going? Arkansas. That's where I got Marla from. So yeah, I was just sitting around thinking about Matt's. I am going to Matt's. I plan on being there all 3 days. I don't have a booth that I'm going to be at, so I'm just going to be wandering around. Be me and Jessica. Nelson from Texas, nice. It's Eddie. How's your Marmon? Black Betty coming? She's sitting there waiting on me to make a purchase of an injection pump. Courtney. Okay, it's going faster now. What's up, Garrett? 18 wheels rolling up in the house. Warren, Belgium, nice. Andrew, what's up, dude? Michael, morning. Juan, oh, from the Honduras, nice. I used to go to Honduras. Just for a stop in, really, back when I was flying smaller planes. Oh, come on, Garrett. Don't be saying you ain't going to make it. It really didn't cost you anything but gas. Just go to Matt's. Don't be like that. Yeah, I'll see Steve from FSC at Matt's, and it'll be the first time we've ever met. We talk a lot on the phone and stuff, but it's be the first time we ever met. Hey, Craig from Scotland. Mike from Florida. Morning. Darren from the UK. Sleep in your car, Garrett. Don't be like that. Man, you're a trucker. Grab you a blankie and a pillow, change your clothes, and sleep in your car. Yeah, so anyways, Ham Stew asked if I was going to see Steve from FSC. Yep, and I'll be at the Gentry booth off and on. Probably try and run into some other YouTubers, and then try and meet as many subscribers and viewers as I can. You know, me and Jessica be wandering around. You won't be able to miss us because Jessica's got that red hair, and we'll be wearing It Ain't Easy Being Pretty shirts. This time next year, you're going to bring your trucks to Matt's. Andrew? Yeah, I'll bring something. This truck should be pretty classy by next year, and Trisha will be pretty classy by next year. Betty should be pretty classy by next year, and Truck X maybe. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What day is it? Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday? Yep, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Garrett. You talked to Steve from FSC. I talked to him on the phone last night. Yep, I talked to Steve. We're internet friends. Hopefully someday we'll be real life friends. The thing about Matt's is I don't really know what to expect because this will be the first time that I've ever gone, and you know, there's going to be a lot of stuff to check out, and I really wanted to have a booth that I could hang out at, and then I could say, hey, I'm at this booth, and you know, if you guys are there, you could come by and see me. But my only choices would have been like Fleet Pride, but they're not going. And then who else could I have went with? Heck, I don't know. Fleet Pride was probably the only one I really felt like would be cool to have a booth with. I mean, I've spent a lot of money with Fleet Pride on trucks, and I just thought it'd be cool, but they're not going, which I find very weird. But hey, Patrick, make sure I ain't missing anybody while I'm off looking into the La La Land. But so if anybody is going to go to Matt's, I'll try to post on Instagram and Facebook when I'm stopping somewhere and I'm going to be there for a little while. I want to make some contacts in chrome and exhaust and fenders and, you know, stuff like that, because, you know, I do have 13 trucks, and well, 13 of them need cool stacks. Michael, I don't know. We did think about trying to get a booth, but I think they're pretty limited. Guys like Tim Gentry, who've got, you know, a pretty big following. I think it's easier for him to get a booth. You know, I'm still new at this game, really, and so I didn't expect to be able to do a booth. But even at that, I don't have like my merch store, they print and ship the product when you order it. So I don't have anything in stock that I could bring. I don't have any banners. So, you know, I don't have a truck that is show worthy. You know, I think Trisha is a show truck, but you know, I'm not a restore it and make it sparkle sort of guy. I'm more of a just make it roadworthy. But Trisha's got some things that need to be addressed, and so by this time next year, Trisha will be a show truck. Hey, Jessica, I'm breaking up. My audio's no good. Let's see what we got here. Well, Jesse, I'm not sure. I'm showing 5 bars, but you know how it gets sometimes. Yeah, Tracy, I know Tim's going. I talked to him. So here's the thing. I didn't want to impose on Tim and, you know, beg a spot at his booth. I mentioned it. He said he didn't care if I did, but then I told him, I was like, you know, I don't want to impose, so I'll just stop by there. And if, you know, and if he's not super overwhelmed, because, you know, he's pretty famous. He's got a lot of people that are gonna be stopping by, and I don't want to be getting into his space. But he did say it was okay. So we'll just see. Let's see. Greetings from the UK, William. Nice to see you on here. Nelson. I must have missed something, Nelson. Tim, okay, it's good. Vance, what's up? Yeah. So, anyways, I'll probably stop by Tim's, but I'm not going to impose and try and occupy his booth. I just don't think that's cool. but again, next year I hope that I'll have a truck and a booth and some merch and some stuff, and hopefully it'll be pretty cool. And again, this is my first time, so I don't know what to expect there, and I didn't want to go get a booth and then it not be a thing that was popular, and how that goes. But yeah, the chat is stuck. Am I still there? When somebody once said that during a live I make funny facial expressions that I don't make when I'm on regular video. So I'm trying not to make any funny facial expressions, scare anybody off. All right, Neil said I'm still here. Garrett said I'm still here. All right, Michael, Courtney. Courtney's from Buffalo, New York. I was in, where was I in New York? Oh, I was at JFK the other day for work. Vance, yeah. Keith Smith from Pennsylvania. Hey, Keith. So what do you guys want to do? Anything? Just hang out? I don't really have anything to do today, like specifically. Oh, I got this motorcycle. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, died. And he had this motorcycle, and he loved this motorcycle, and it's just been taking up space in the shop. And I decided I wanted to, I want to hear 13's Jake's baby. Flying videos. I may do some flying stuff. I've got something pretty big, important going on at work for the month of May and part of June. So if that pans out, I'll probably do some flying stuff. I'm actually switching fleets. You guys know I fly the 747. Right now, I've been flying that airplane for 6 years, and I'm right seat, so I'm a first officer, and I'm switching fleets. I'm going to the 777. So I have to spend a month training on that airplane, and it's going to be pretty stressful. So May probably won't have very many videos. But anyways, I got this motorcycle, and I started all the time and keep the battery charged. And like 3 days ago, I started up. Battery was a little flat, so I put a charge on, started it up, ran for like 5 minutes, shut it off, and then the next day, a guy calls. He's like, "Hey, I want to buy that bike. I'm going to come get it." I'm like, "Okay." Hey, Jerry. Yeah, Darren. I do, but next year I'll have one. Start the Belvedere. Michael, that's not a bad idea. I'd have to grab a battery and all that stuff, but maybe I'll do that. Yeah, Chad is trying to sell his trucks. Hey, Iowa. How do I say your name? I don't know how to say your name. Let me try. Sarasia. I don't know how to say your name. Sorry about that. What's up, Roger? Patrick. Western Australia, nice. Super Trucker Dan will be there. That's cool. And yeah, Keith, I'm going to Matt's for sure. All 3 days is the plan. I think it's Thursday. I think it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? And Thursday, the stuff kind of just starts to roll out in the evening. So I'll probably get there in the evening, and then just pop into the show just to check it out and kind of get the layout. And then I'll be there. I plan on being there most of the day, Friday and then Saturday as well. Hey, Andre from Brazil. Nice. Man, my pronunciation is horrible. I can't say your name. Montan is your last name. How's it going? Sir Reyes. Oh, Sir Reyes. Okay. Thanks for that. I'm a simple guy. Don't pronounce stuff really well, but I appreciate that. Anyways, back to the motorcycle. So this guy says he's going to buy this bike, and I'm like, okay, because I found a motor that I want, and so I go back in the shop to get the thing, and the stupid thing won't start. Battery was flat, put a charge on it, won't fire, probably needs plugs. Who knows? That's how my luck goes. What trucks you taking to Matt's? Bug, I'm not taking any trucks this year. Next year, I'll take Trisha for sure, maybe Crystal. Oh, Roger's watching from Jamaica. You know, Roger, let's talk about, hey, what's up, Gary? Let's talk about Fiona for a second. Fiona's closer than you think to being done. I am just waiting on a few hoses and fittings so that I can have the brakes functioning. Because next time I start that truck up, I plan on, seeing if I can get it in gear and giving it a little roll out into the driveway. And I want to be able to stop it if that happens. But it's really a lot closer than it seems. Rebuilding the dash valves, they're unavailable, and I didn't want to rig up, like an MV3 valve or whatever. So I'm re-O-ringing that whole big plastic menagerie. But it's close. And then a couple of hoses and stuff in the cab. We got, the throttle pedal, brake pedal, clutch, all of that stuff working. I'm not sure if the clutch is getting enough travel. It's a hydraulic clutch. I did some work on the top of the transmission, changed the plate, put Crystal's old top plate on, some stuff like that. So Fiona may be, I may get to pull that out of the parking spot yet in the month of April. Okay, Jeremy, good question. Jeremy just asked, what's the end goal of 12 and 13? So I honestly thought that I had a plan for 12 and 13. I didn't even want those trucks. They don't fit my my genre or whatever you want, my demographic or whatever. They're more of a modern truck. But they both have 12.7s in them. They're both decent trucks. JP pretty much lived in 13 for 4 years, and so he wanted to sell that truck, and I was trying to sell it for him, and then he told me how much he wanted for it, and I was like, yeah, I'll just take it. And 12 was sitting there. It was all kind of parted out, and I thought it was a cool truck, and it was in pretty good shape for the year and had 12.7, and I thought, okay, I'm going to take that one too. It's super cheap. And now that I've got them both close to roadworthy, I just put windshields in 12 yesterday. There'll be a video coming out either Wednesday or Saturday of this week. That was a pain in the butt. My face is sunburned burgundy from doing that glass yesterday. But it really looks good with new windshields. I love putting windshields and stuff. This was the first time I ever did it myself. So I'm not sure. Okay, pause the chat for a minute because I got to answer this question. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with 12 and 13. We'll see. I've actually considered giving up on 13 and pulling that engine trans out and putting in Crystal, but I don't want to do that. What trucks does Chad have that he's selling? Double hot check Google or YouTube Chad Keegan. He's got 2 cab overs that he wants to sell. Check them out. They're both pretty cool trucks for sure. Let's see. Vance. My trucks are not working trucks. This started off as I'm a hoarder, and this started off as just finding a truck to put an 8V92 in, and I found Crystal, and in order to get Crystal, I had to buy Trisha, and I was going to flip Trisha and just do one show truck. And of course, my hoarding kicked in, and now I have 13 trucks. I have no idea what I'm doing with them. Big Paul, what about Ford Any Joy with fuel yet? Explain that. John Burdett, good morning. RC Man, morning. Remit 5100. Fairly new sub, 2 weeks, great channel. The Truck Whisperer, yeah, I like to consider myself the Truck Whisperer too. Any chance you're doing a live stream for plane? Sometimes, yes. The airplane thing is, I believe the airplane thing will transpire. Let's see what happens in May and June. I'm changing fleets. We'll see how it goes. K100s, yeah. Oh yeah. It's not a hoarding thing, it's a hobby. Yeah, Neil, I keep telling my wife that too. Jeremy, which cool car, the Camaro or the Belvedere? Good morning, Alpha Raptor. Been a while since I seen your name, brother. Good morning, for sure. Yeah, OCD, sure do, Vance. Hey, Grevin, what's up, buddy? You guys don't know Grevin, probably. Me and Grevin met a long time ago, online gaming, and we became friends. He's a good dude, lives out there in the New Mexico area. Helps me with editing sometimes. Tracy, yeah, it's hard. It's weird. Tracy just said, sadly, he's not going to get the money that he wants for the trucks, I assume, for Chad's trucks. Chad's trucks are worth more than he's asking. It's weird because people will spend $15,000, $18,000, $20,000 on a truck that just got drug out of the woods. They have no idea what it needs. And Chad's trucks have been on the internet, and everybody who watches Chad knows what the trucks need and don't need. And I think they're worth what he's asking. And if I was in a better financial position and had I not acquired so many trucks, I'd buy them both. Yeah, Grevin, you and I have been friends over 20 years, bro. Oh yeah, that's the Belvedere. So you guys want to hear the story of the Belvedere? A lot of people, I started putting videos out on the Belvedere and people didn't watch them, so I just kind of stopped. Hello from Ireland, James. Yes, I'm feeling good, bud. I appreciate you asking. Ireland, one of my favorite places in the world. Apparently, I hail from somewhere over there. So if you wanted to only keep a couple, oh man, RC man, that's a tough question, dude. Josh Hayes, what's up? If you need any money help with some things, heard you mention a 100 spot for the air hose. It got my thoughts going. Okay, let me do RC Man first. RC Man, it's super hard to say. I actually deeply care for every truck I own right now, and it pains me to even think about having less than the ones I have. And there's so many more trucks. There's 7 more cab overs in my spot that I want. I physically can't do it by myself, and I don't have the money to buy and try and restore 7 more trucks. Love to have a History Channel show called like Saving America or something, but I don't know. I don't know what my favorite truck is. Crystal has got a really big part of my heart, so I don't really know what I would do if I don't really have an answer for you. Ramit 51. Am I saying that right? Ramit 5100. You know what? I actually thought that the YouTube, that the merch and stuff was going to actually help me financially with the channel. And, I could always use help with the channel financially. Money or parts or just more subscribers and more views. Like, people that want to support the channel can send me whatever they want, and people that don't want to financially support the channel but want to support the channel to as much as they can without financially supporting the channel, just watch every video all the way from the beginning to the end and let the thing play. We get paid by the amount of ads that play, and we get paid and we get promoted by the amount of people that watch the video from beginning to end, and we get promoted from people who comment, and we do good comments. And we do get decent views. But if my whole base would watch every video all the way from the beginning to the end, I wouldn't need any help financially. The channel would pay. And I'm not trying to get rich from YouTube. I mean, it would be nice. Don't get me wrong. Love to have 5 million subscribers and make $3 million a year and have 1,000 trucks and a Walmart sized shop. I'd love to do that. But, if the channel would just pay for the parts, I don't mind doing the labor for free. I love these trucks. Let's see. Did you watch Matt's video from Diesel Creek? The trucks in Las Vegas are so beautiful. So I didn't catch that one yet. I did see it pop up in I'm subscribed to Diesel Creek. And I did see it, but I just haven't had time to sit down and watch it. When I got back from work, I've just been busy with stuff. You going to get any Peterbilt trucks? The chat's going faster than I keep up. If I miss you, hi South Africa, Greg. There's a 359 Pete with a 3408 cat that I want really super bad. But I didn't want to, I kind of feel like I maybe alienated some of the subscribers because I started getting so many trucks. Now I'm not able to get, focus on one and get things complete. And I think some people are losing interest, and I don't want to do that. Even though there's 100 more trucks that I want and I will end up with eventually, I can't buy any more trucks right now. I need all of my trucks running and driving, and then start making trucks look nice and start maybe getting them out on the road or doing giveaways. Gucci lover, put your mailing address in the description, please. Michael, I will do that. If you can't dodge it, ram it. Roger Clark, appreciate that. Franny is a nice truck. Gucci lover, I love Franny. I love Franny with all my heart, and we've actually been doing some work on Franny. It's getting closer every day. Hello from Finland. Hey, Finland. Hey, our 120 had shutdown light come on yesterday. I hadn't got the chance to check it out. Coolant sensor, probably. That's what I hear is the most common shutdown. That or oil pressure. Ooh. But stick it on the scan tool and see, and then let me know. A little dynamite trucking. Hey man, no problem. We'll have to do a good video on that when you get around to that whole general thing. We'll make a good video on that. Yeah, Tracy, I am for sure. Keith Smith, appreciate you, buddy. David, do you now plan to keep the cat in truck X? Then what do you plan to do with the Cummins that was in the accident? Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. All right. I found an engine. I need $3,000 this week to get an engine. It's another C block, as Twin Sticks would call it. It's another 3406C. It has the injection pump I want to use on Betty. Plus, it's got a good crank, which I need to crank for X's motor. We'll talk about X2. Don't let me forget that we're going to talk about X. Something good happened yesterday. But anyways, I need $3,000 for that motor. I was counting on the bike selling. It didn't, obviously. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to get this motor, but I need this motor to be able to do two things: get Betty running and advance the rebuild on X and get that truck going. The Cummins that got ejected, I actually had a guy stop by, a truck driver, saw the shop open, he pulled over up the road there, and he's a Cummins guy, and he's got the missing pieces that I need for that engine. We've just been trying to get our schedules to work, but I want to get that Cummins motor done because that might go in 11. Be careful working alone, Ramit. I know. I think about that all the time, and this is dangerous business, and the last thing I want to do is have Jessica wonder why I haven't come in for dinner and then come out and see me squished under something. I don't want to put her through that. So yeah, I try to be careful. Too many trucks. Yeah, RC man, it's It's 100% accurate. The problem with guys like me is we're hoarders, right? And we want, and then we start fulfilling those desires, and pretty soon now we're out of money, and we got a 100 things to work on. But you know, I'm going to keep plugging away. These trucks will all be roadworthy, and we'll see what happens there. 10-4, by the way, it's a big Cam Cummins in the general. Okay, nice. Vance, the inside of Tricia is kind of off limits right now. It's just all haggard and taken apart because we're taking all the ladders and grab rails and all that stuff off for paint. So it's kind of crappy in there, but soon. Well, Mike, you're not going to make it, huh? So that's okay. Maybe you can catch me next year at Matt's, or, you know, see me in between there sometime. I won't get squished, Garrett. Good morning, Billy. How's it going? Yeah, Dark Ruby, I'm going to see Steve there. Hey, how's it going? And I'm going to call you Mario because my buddy's name is Mario and it's spelled the same as yours. So Mauro or Mario, however you pronounce it. Good to see you, brother. You may consider carrying a panic button. Yeah, you're probably right, Ramit. Yeah, Roger, for sure. Franny always has a little soft spot in my heart too. I love that truck. And now that we've got the throttle pedal working so it doesn't stick, it's actually kind of fun to drive. Okay, so let's talk about X. M to the MFJ. Good morning. Mike J from New Zealand. Good morning, Mike. Let me greet these guys and we'll talk about X. Will you and Steve ever do a collab? Absolutely, Dark Ruby. Oh, John. Nice. You're going to make it up there. Cool. Alpha Raptor. I love the look of the Australian trucks. Steve Bruce. James, is Chad going to work with Tim Gentry? I don't think so. Chad's in a transitional period right now. He's going to make some changes. We'll see how it goes. But I don't think that he's going to go to work with Tim. We were actually talking about putting him in 12 or 13 and then leasing on with Tim. And I was hoping that was going to be a thing, but it's not going to pan out right now. But we'll see. Once Chad's finished transitioning into what he plans to do next with the channel and with life, then we'll update you. Yeah, Keith, that would be cool. 3 a.m, Mad Cow Mark. Right on. Good to see you, brother. Ramit 5100. You got Cash App? If you have Cash App, we can do Cash App. Okay. Email me and we'll talk about it. And my email address is pkkustomz@hotmail.com. And I'll type it right here. pkkustomz@hotmail.com. Why didn't it work? Is it not letting me type an email address? That seems kind of funky, right? I'm the host. Turn on Super Chat. Grevin, if I knew how to turn on Super Chat, I would have it on, brother. I have no idea how to do that. And I don't want to break the chat. Remind me to talk about Fiona again in a couple of minutes. Let me talk about does wrenching help you be a better pilot? Nope, it actually makes me a worse pilot because I don't have a soft touch anymore. I do have PayPal. Real Tonk, REALTONK at MSN.com is my PayPal. Let's talk about X because I promised, and then we'll talk about Fiona. We don't miss a second of you guys' videos. Appreciate that. So X, you guys know that when I bought X, there was no title. I don't know if you know that or not. I think I mentioned it in the first video, but the truck is a beautiful truck. It has super potential. It was completely neglected for a decade, and then I bought it, and we couldn't find the title. And I did a lot of research, and I found a guy who still had the title to that truck in his name. And I hunted for contact, and I found a guy who knew a guy who got me in contact with this guy's dad. I called him a couple times. He's an old guy. He's grumpy. It took a while he's like, well, I ain't giving you his number, and he goes, I'll give him your number. And then, we missed back and forth. And I just thought, man, this is never going to happen. I finally got a hold of the guy. He finally called me. I said, hey man, I got this truck that you used to own and you're still the title holder. Excuse me. Oof. And he's like, no, I don't. That was years ago. I sold it so and so. I'm like, listen, the guy never put it in his name. He drove that truck into the ground and left it in your name, but you are the title holder. Could you please, I'll give you $250 if you go down to the title office and get me a copy of this title. And he's like, yeah, okay. But he was like, him-haw and whatever. And man, it went on messaging back and forth and ducking each other's calls and schedules not getting together. And I thought he's never going to do it. And then I was in Poland the other day on a trip for work. And I was kind of mad about the whole thing because I want that truck to be roadworthy and I want to have a title for it. And so I just sent him a text, just a picture of the VIN. And he texted me back and he's like, who is this? And I'm like, man, have I got the wrong number? And I was like, this is James, the guy who has your classic. And I'm trying to get the title. He's like, oh my God, I forgot. I totally forgot. I've been super busy. I had this and that happen. And he says, I'll go to the tag office tomorrow and get it. And I'm like, okay, there's something wrong here. So the next day he called me. He's like, hey, I'm at the tag office. It's $9.75. You want me to do it? I'm like, yeah, I want you to do it. So he did it. And he said, well, I'll call you in 2 weeks when I get the title. And he called me last night about 8:30 p.m. and said, hey, I got the title. I said, hey, I got $250. He drove an hour and dropped off the title. And so now I have the title to X, and super excited about that because I love that truck. And I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, but I showed some interior shots of X yesterday. And Johnny's got the whole interior tore out of it and got that old nasty animal carpet out of there, and got the corrosion off the floor and stuff. So we're working on that truck right now. And if I get this engine next week, or this week now, then we'll even be one step closer. So anyways, that's the update on that. Let's see. I can get my hands on all kinds of different parts through a whole lot of friends. Okay, Tracy. Hey, I need a 3406C injection pump and timing advance. And the numbers on the pump, the big lead numbers on the pump is 7E5888. That's a C pump. Needs to be mechanical, and I need one. And I need the timing advance really bad. So if you can find me one of those, that'd be super. Yeah, Billy, for sure. Nelson, you know what? You can come drive any one of my trucks you want, buddy. Swing on by and take them for a spin. Some of them are dangerous and scary, but that's okay. You get used to it. Okay, so the update on Fiona, again, because I don't think you were here when I talked about it initially. Fiona is actually closer than it seems. I'm waiting on some hoses and some... Hey, man, appreciate that. Mad Cow, Mark. Appreciate that, Michael. Appreciate you. Man, thanks, guys. And so Fiona's getting close. And I actually think I might be able to give it a little test drive in the lot this coming month of April. It's super close. I got some airbag stuff to contend with, because they don't make that stuff anymore. And I'm doing some brake valves and some stuff like that, and rebuilding the dash brake valve. But once that's done, I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, Neil, that'd be cool. I have a 7 Echo 5888 pump that came off of X, but it didn't have the timing advance. Somebody stole it or something. It was missing. I found one, and you know how buying stuff off of Facebook works. You trust that the person actually has the part, and you trust that they're not going to screw you. But you trust, but you verify, right? And so this guy, he had a couple of pumps and he had the timing advance, and I was like, dude, I need that timing advance. And I said, would you sell it to me for $350? And he's like, yes. And he's like, okay. I said, can you ship it today? Because that way, if I get a tracking number, I feel like I'm going to get a part. So he says, yep, I'm going to go and do it right after I get the money. I'm like, okay. So I sent him the money, and then nothing. A couple hours goes by. I'm like, hey man, you got a tracking number? He's like, I'm going to get dinner. And after dinner, I'm going to send it. So I'm skeptical, right? And so nothing. 6 p.m. comes around. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, well, the pack ship was closed. I'm like, okay, it's logical. Next, he's like, but I'm taking it first thing in the morning. So I don't talk to him again. I wake up at like 10 local time. I'm out flying. I'm like, hey man, tracking number. And he's like, he shows me a picture of a box in the car, and he's like, my wife's on the way right now to ship it. I'm like, okay. And thanks, Matt Kalmar. Appreciate you, buddy. And then he says, and then I wait, like, he's like, my wife's got it. She's on her way to the pack ship right now. So I wait an hour and I get nothing from him. I'm like, dude, tracking number. And so he just sends me back my money. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm after here. He's like, well, you were just bugging me. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm trusting your word. First, you said you were going to send it. Then you didn't. Then you said first thing in the morning. Then it was in your wife's car. Then you told me it was almost to the pack ship place an hour later, and I got nothing. So either way, he sent me my money back, which is fine. He didn't screw me, but he did because I don't have the timing advance. So unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, for sure, Roger, for sure. And there's so many guys like FLD hoods. Listen, if you see a guy selling a $3,000 FLD hood for $500, it's fake. And I can't believe people fall for that stuff. But there was a hood supposedly in Florida, and he wanted $1,500. So that's still half price. So I reached out to him. He's like, man, I got a whole bunch of people that want this thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, $1,500. And he's like, can you want to send a deposit to hold it? And I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Did you think this is my first day in the world? No. And then I see the same hood. Now it's in Texas, and now it's like $750. And so, you man, if it sounds too good to be true, it is for sure. And Nelson, do take me up on that. Gucci lover, yeah, this is a super expensive hobby. I could give you a number, but you probably wouldn't even believe that. Well, you might believe that because this is year 2. This is year 3, and 13 trucks, and yeah, it's unfathomable sometimes. Yeah, John, it's the same thing, man. Just a bunch of pain in the butt. Everybody's a scammer. It's horrible. Tire kickers. When do you plan to put a nice lowboy trailer? Okay. You want to talk about the lowboy? Hey, Donald, how's it going? From Michigan. I'm from Michigan. Your Facebook buying is scary. Okay, so set a question. The question was, when do I plan on adding a lowboy? So I was on the mad hunt for lowboy. This was before I bought the engine for Betty or both FLDs and Whitney and 11. So I didn't have any of those trucks, and I had the money for a lowboy ready to go, and I was looking for the right one. And actually, Mark, I'm going to be going to Sydney, if that's nearby. I'm going to be going to Sydney a lot. But anyhow, so I had the money, and I was looking for the right lowboy. And man, I found one. I called Chad. It was up there closer to Chad than me. Chad was actually planning to come by for a week, and I said, Chad, can you just grab this lowboy? I'm about to pay this guy right now. Can you just grab that lowboy and bring it down? He's like, yeah, I'll grab Frank or the blue truck and I'll get it. I'm like, okay. And so I sent that ad. I was just about to pay for it. I sent the ad to Tim, and I said, Timmy, man, what do you think? I don't want to get screwed. Is this a good deal? And he says to me, no, it's not a good deal. He goes, those things are so cheap right now. You can find a better one cheaper. And so I didn't buy it right then. I thought, well, I'm going to think about it, because it was gorgeous. It was perfect. And the next day I decided I'm just going to buy it, and it was gone. And I haven't seen a lowboy that nice anywhere near that price. Like I was going to pay $26,900 for it. And anything that I've seen even remotely close to that's been $40,000. And I'm so disappointed. And I can't, I'm not blaming anybody but myself for procrastinating. I should have, as soon as I saw it go down that $5,000, because I've been watching, I should have just nailed it. Oh, Mark, you're in Melbourne. Well, I'm not really sure where all would go there. I just know Sydney is on the list. Facebook buying is crazy. Australia, snakes. Yeah, snakes. When are you going to finish the tow truck mod? Man, that thing frustrates me so bad. I got that fifth wheel wrecker from JP, and I'd been trying to get it from him for like a year, but it wasn't his. And he said, well, I'll talk to the guy who owns it, and we'll see. Maybe he'll sell it to you cheap. Well, like a year goes by, and JP's like, hey, I finally talked to that guy. He said he don't want it, so if you want it, you can have it. Cool. So I go and get it, and of course the hydraulic pump works for like 3 seconds and then burns up. And so I buy a new hydraulic pump, and the cylinders that are on it are kind of crappy. And the way it had been modified, I unmodified it, and I put it all back to the way it should have been from the factory, and the thing won't pick a truck up. So now I know why they modified it in the first place. So I'm going to switch it over to air, but it's just been something that I've been procrastinating on, because I really just would rather get a Holmes 750 wrecker bed and put it on Dolores, but we'll see what happens. Steve, yes, I'm going to Matt's all 3 days. Yeah, Tracy, I agree. I have seen or heard about, I may have seen a picture. I've got a buddy who's over there, Mark Abbott. We're internet friends, and he sends me a lot of the K200 and 220. I think they're 200s and 220 pictures. But yeah, I have seen some really good pictures. I'd love to have one of those things. Maybe someday I'll be rich and I'll get one of those awesome trucks. Steve, I'll be at Matt's, and I will be walking around. Me and Jessica will have our It Ain't Easy Being Pretty shirts on, so you should be able to see us. Plus, I'll be posting on Facebook where we're stopping, and then you can try and catch us over there. Dude, I didn't know that. Anyways, Alpha Raptor turns out to be my buddy from over there. Wait, I didn't know that. Well, how did I not know that? That's crazy. But anyways, JP is just like my dad. Been there, done it. Yeah, JP's awesome, man. I love that guy. We kind of met through the ATHS. Are you guys members of ATHS? You should be. But anyways, we met at an ATHS event. I was looking for some parts, and they were like, hey, go see that guy with the Peterbilt down there. And met JP, and he's just a good old dude. And we became friends, and then he let me onto his property of amazing old trucks. And so that's how I met him. But he's a great guy, for sure. Well, Steve, I'll be there. So you'll have to check out are you watching me on Facebook and Instagram? Because we'll be posting where we're at. Your dad is Irish, and he's a heavy plant fitter welder. Cool. I wish I could weld. Ha, Tracy. What's a K220? That is like an amazing. It's if you took a Kenworth K100 and you took that thing and turned it into a wicked ass modern cab over. That's what a K220 is. Badass. Any more forest trucks coming our way? Well, Grevin, if I wasn't out of money, yes, there's 7 more trucks I want. 7 more trucks that I need. There's 1,000 more trucks I want, but there's 7 more trucks that I need. Yeah. So you guys want to know some of the trucks that are in the woods that I want? There's 2 Marmon cab overs. One is a big bunk, and they're old and they're rough, but I want them. There's a white Freightliner. I think it's kind of like Tim's what do you call that thing, Johnny Cash? It might be a year or 2 or 3 years newer than that. I'd like to have it. It's a small bunk aluminum frame jobby, so it's not super desirable, but it's just sexy. There's 2 other Freightliner cab overs in the 70s. You know, they got that one flapper on the front. And what else over there? Pete 362 is over there that I want. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 6 cab overs, I think. No, there's another Freightliner about the 81 model that's got a bunch of bullet holes in it. I want that one too. Kidneys sell for a lot. Yeah. I can't sell my kidneys. You ever going to take one of your trucks to see the convoy Mac you mentioned before? Oh, Rubber Duck. So that guy, you talk about somebody who's super busy. That Anthony Fox Trucking, he owns the Rubber Duck, and he has got a lot of cab overs. Like, I think he's got more cab overs than I do. And I have 7. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have 7 cab overs. And he's got more than me. But he owns a huge trucking outfit, right? And so he's super busy. I called him one day, and his secretary talked to me on the phone and asked him questions, and he answered them to her because he was so busy he couldn't take my call. And he's a super busy guy. And I think he has more than just a Rubber Duck that's a famous truck. But I'd love to see it. I would. And as Alpha Raptor just mentioned, if you want to know more about the K220, just Google that thing. There's a lot of information on it. 5-star deal we talked about is real. It's not a scam. Oh, dude, I don't think it's a scam. I know how life is busy, and that's why I just don't pressure you. Roger. I actually, I really consider, when Tim first had the fire, he called me and said, will you buy the International? And even though it was a lot of money, I did consider it. But I drug my feet just long enough for him to decide that he could make it without selling it, because I didn't want him to sell it. It's a nice truck, but someday I might get one. RC man, you know, Twin Stick's a different kind of guy. I would have never stretched that truck like that. That frame will never make it. That guy that did the stretch did a nice job welding it, but it's never going to make it. That thing's going to break off. But whatever. Mark's a good dude. I'm a subscriber to his channel. I like the stuff he does. He does things that I wouldn't do. But kudos to Mark for taking on some stuff that he's never done before, because you know it's a big job, and he is not afraid to get after it. So kudos to Mark for sure. Yes, Grevin, the original Rubber Duck is in Georgia, about an hour north of me. Anthony Fox Trucking owns it. All right, Neil. We'll see you later, brother. Yeah, Carl, I do need more space. I'm actually actively looking for more property. I was trying to buy JP's land, but I think it's just outside of my budget. And Jessica doesn't want to live out there. Hey, Lex, how's it going, buddy? And Roger, as far as 11 goes, so what can I say? It's sitting there. It's ready to come here. It's like a $250 record ride, maybe 300 today. It's hard to say. Um, and I would have it here right now, but I don't have any place to put it. And that truck is really long. And man, I've just been kind of putting it off because I don't have space for it. And with it not running, that means I have to try and drag it around with the forklift, and it's my forklift's just not really big. Hey, JC Smith Projects. You guys watch JC Smith Projects channel? This guy, he just logged in. Good to see you, buddy. This guy is amazing. I've learned a lot from watching his channel. Talk about a jack of all. This guy can do it, man. Fabricator, troubleshooter. You guys should all go and subscribe to his channel. I am a subscriber and I watch every video. Good to see you, brother. Ray Bradley. Good morning, dude. Nice. Ed, you don't have to be early. You could be late to the show. I was just going to sit out here and talk for like 2 hours anyways. So you're right on time. What about across the road from your house? So that big property across the road from my house used to be a battery factory. And so that's all contaminated land over there. Truth be known, that's probably what killed my mom. She died of lung cancer. So it's probably from that property. So I don't want that. And plus it can't be sold anyway. It's all cordoned off and restricted and all that. You know the first 3 number or letter to the cat engine. Oh, 3ZJ. 3ZJ. Like zebra, Charlie. Zulu, Charlie. Hey, James. Sup, brother? Sup? Keep on trucking outlaw life. JC is a frame stretch king. He absolutely is, Kevin. Let me give it a look, Ramit. Face ID is trying to tell me my face is fat. Not yet, brother. I'll let you know. Yeah, okay, JC, that's a good point. You guys watch Cab Over Gary? Gary Hack, he's a great guy, man, and he's got a cab over, and he works that truck, and he could use some subscribers. So you guys should all go and check him out. Seriously, he's a good dude. I'm a subscriber. I watch every one of his videos as well. Yeah, Minty Man. Damn it, he did. He went too far with that. But you know what? There's no accounting for taste, right? Like some guys think I'm nuts for buying these trucks, and if Mark digs that stretch and he digs that aluminum frame cab over, and he digs Patreon, good. Who am I to say anything about that? That stretch is crazy, but maybe that thing, if he put some 300-gallon tanks on that thing and put some fairings on it, some big old pipes, that could be a badass truck. So I don't see in his mind, and I don't see the end goal for him. So I'm looking forward to it. I watch Mark. I'm a subscriber, been a subscriber for years. I watch every video he puts out. So you're welcome, JC. So yeah, as far as Mark goes, man, kudos to him. I'm not a Patreon guy, and I don't want to do that to my subscribers, but he's right. You do need to be able to. You need to be able to pay for the projects, and if that's what it takes to make it work for him, then so be it. Um, you didn't miss anything, bud. We've just been talking, nothing crazy. Plus, I'm also making it so you can rewatch the live afterwards if you want. Keith, I will be there. Me and Jessica will be there. We'll be wandering around. We'll probably be somewhere near Tim Gentry. Excuse me. And I'm gonna post on Facebook and Instagram where I'm at. Uh, if I could do a live like map, I may do that. We'll see what happens. Hey, right on, JC. If you're gonna be down this way, give me some notice, and maybe we'll be able to meet up. It'd be cool to have a meal with you and talk. Thanks, bro. So, Little Dynamite Trucking. I've had a couple other people ask the same thing, and dude, I would love to take your cab over and get it roadworthy. It's just super hard with this many trucks, but I'd love to do it. Maybe we could work something out. Peterbilt Bel Air on the Trucking Life. I have not. I'll have to look that up. Joe Meadows. Yeah, me too. Black Betty. That's a really special truck, and I can't wait to get it going. And I'm close. I'm gonna get a injection pump in the next few weeks. JC Smith, no plan for the trucks. I thought we had a plan coming. We were gonna stick some trucks on with Tim Gentry, and I thought Chad was gonna come down and run some trucks, but it's just Chad's in a transition. He's wanting to change up how he does things in his life and in his YouTube channel, and so we're just waiting to see what happens and where he ends up. Chad's my buddy. He's like a brother, and it'd be super cool if he came down, but also has his own life too. So he can't just drop his stuff to come and hang out with me. But we're still talking about doing something with him, and it might be just a little bit further down the road. But I would ultimately love to have an all, and this is weird, I would like to have an all female driver, all old school trucking company, as well as have like just a YouTube based bunch of YouTubers who love trucks that get together and do stuff. Maybe big road trip loads 4, 5, 6 trucks and YouTubers and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're trying to figure that out. I will Google the Pete Bel Air. Patreon is easy for me. Automatically takes the money monthly. If you don't have money, you can skip. If you get a donation thing, I will join. Well, that's cool. I just, some people took offense to having Patreon only content, and I don't want to alienate anybody. And you're right, Chad doesn't like big crowds. That's a fact. Yeah. Can a guy slap on a wing and qualify as a female driver? Absolutely. Nowadays, you absolutely can be a female driver, I guess. Rob C. James, I think you're an awesome man bringing these old trucks back to life. He started driving cab overs in the 70s. Man, I honestly have like a unnatural physical love for machinery, and it hurts me. I don't do junkyards really, because it hurts me to see stuff that I could have and make run again. So I try and stay away from all that stuff. But yeah, it's a shame that things get junked, but I get it. These are expensive toys. Yeah, JC, that's actually exactly what Chad was saying last night. We were talking about it again. He's like, man, it's a horrible time to start a trucking company. Let's see where trucking goes and go from there. And I agree. Well, Mark, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. You know what? We'll see. We'll see how to make that go because I could use the help. Honestly, I could use parts or money or whatever that comes up with. Yeah, I'm not sure if Chad's even going to Mets. And yeah, Ramit, that's true. I don't mind crowds, but I'm weird. I'm a weird guy. BJ and the Bear. You know what? I do Gucci Lover. I do. If there's something local, I'll go and check it out. The biggest problem, and you know, it's a problem that everybody who does any kind of collecting and restorations or just even just collecting, it gets super expensive, and pretty soon you're like, wow, I spent how much money on that engine yesterday? So it is what it is. Yeah, right, JC, and I get that. Australian trucking is kind of overpoliced. Well, that's what you've been telling me. I don't know that. I don't have firsthand experience, but from what you've been telling me, it's not very fun. Uh, okay. What's your favorite engine, James? Cat, Cummins, or Detroit? Yeah, you got it, Detroit. I'm a two-stroke Detroit guy. I love the sound of it, the taste of it, the smell of it. Everything two-stroke Detroit turns me on. So that's it. I love the two-stroke Detroits. Now, for if you want me to tell you what I want to have for going over the road, 12.7. Um, it's a killer engine. It sounds good, plenty of power. Is it as reliable as a big cam Cummins? Absolutely not. But um, you know, it's just my favorite. Mark Miller. My actual job is I'm an international long haul cargo pilot. Currently flying the 747 400. Been doing that for 6 years. I'm changing fleets to the 777 here in a month. So that's what I do. 3 to 4 more years will tell a lot about trucking. That's absolutely true. And may I ask why you don't even have a Peterbilt? Okay. Yep, I will answer that question. JP or JC Smith, did I just see you say you got an AV92 and you're not a fan? Nah, I'll be needing that motor. You'll have to send me a message with the details, so like, uh, everything about it. So why don't I have a Peterbilt? So there's nothing wrong. Peterbilt, Kenworth, they're all the same company. It's an emblem and it's a status symbol. Most guys, myself included, drove Freightliners. Freightliner build America. I mean, you know, people who were rich had Kenworths and Peterbilts, and the average guy who worked hard in trucking drove a Freightliner. I mean, it's just the way it is. And Freightliner's amazing work truck. And then when you wanted something that was comfortable, when you get a little bit older, you buy you Kenworth or Peterbilt, and then it's the Ford Chevy argument. Is there anything wrong with the Ford? Nope. Is there anything wrong with the Chevy? Nope. But you grow up, or you decide, man, the body line on that just makes me happy, and that's what you go with. And I'm just a Kenworth guy, and I'm a Freightliner guy, but I'm a Kenworth guy. The Kenworth emblem uh, does it for me. The Peterbilt emblem just doesn't do it for me. And the the diehard Peterbilt guy that talks, oh, Kenworth suck. It's the same trucks built by the same company. There's no difference. I mean, there used to be a difference, but not for a long time. I just haven't got a Pete yet. I got my eye on a 359 with a 3408, and I want it super bad, and I just don't have the money or the time to grab it and the space to keep it. But I will have one. Nothing against Peterbilt. I just prefer the Kenworth. Let's see what else we got. GMC Astro. Okay. All right. What year is it, JC? Flying for a drag racing legend. Yep. I fly for Coletta Air, Connie Coletta, the bounty hunter, world famous. I think first guy to 200. He's got a bunch of records. I don't know him. Wish I did. He's an old man and he's retired pretty much, and so I never seen him in real life, even though I've worked for him for 5 years. I wish he was my age because man, we could be friends, or he'd punch me in the face. Either way. But yeah, Pontiac engine. They turn fuel into noise. Yeah, yep, I see it. Like putting that V12 in the white Kenworth. Man, I really wish I could have made that work, but that just I had to give up. Lots of stories of fast trucking. And there won't be any videos for a month. Why don't you make a few now? I'm actually trying to stockpile some videos, and we'll see. And I'll do some lives from training, just so we got something to talk about. Yep, Freightliner is the small block Chevy of trucking, absolutely, and they're just workhorses, Keep on trucking out loud. I've got to go. Just stop in. Hey, Betty, we'll see you. Have a great day, man. Yeah, that's true, Tracy. Yeah, Roger, you're right. It just seems like Pete guys. The thing I like about Tim is that he's a Peterbilt guy at heart, but he loves all trucks. Some guys are like, oh, if it ain't a Peterbilt, it ain't shit. Well, whatever. If that's the way you feel. That's cool. JC, no doubt about that. Freightliner wiring sucks. I suck at wiring. I don't know if you guys noticed, but you don't see me doing a lot of time doing wiring because I suck at it, and it's just because it's not rewarding. I find work that you can see rewarding, and electrical, you can spend all month on electrical and it still looks exactly the same as it did when you started. Well, or worse in my case. Grease Monkey Garage. Yeah, watch that guy. You guys watch Old Two Stroker? Old Two Stroker. It's like OL number 2 stroker. You guys watch Wayno? Old Two Stroker. Dude is a Detroit diesel whisperer. You guys got to check him out. He's a good dude. He's spent hours on the phone with me doing tech support. He's a great guy. You should check him out. Love Black Betty, Fiona and Whitney. Oh man, Whitney is so sexy. I actually can see Whitney out the window. Let me flick you around here for a second. You see Whitney right there? Whitney and Candy. I love those two trucks, but yeah, great trucks. Oops, got me all screwed up here. Yeah, I dig the Argosy. It's pretty cool. What's the strangest thing you have seen while flying? As far as just random stuff out in the atmosphere, one time I was just, sometimes we fly a lot at night, so sometimes you're super bored. You're trying to figure out something to do to stay awake, and I'll lean forward in the flight deck and I'll look up, try and look up above the airplane, and I saw 13 lights in a row, and one of them was offset, and they had to be up at 60,000, 80,000 feet, and we were going 500, right, and they were passing us like this, and it was the coolest thing ever. And I guess it's I guess it's the satellite's repositioning. Who knew? But that, to me, that was super weird and strange. Replacing lights. Yeah. Minty man. I hate doing lights. Ruben. Hi. Ruben's from El Salvador watching today. 238 Detroit's in the 70s. Those things are just so loud. I had one, an old Earth Mover. It was just so loud. RC man, you watch him? Cool. Ha! Ram it. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, JC, but you have that wiring talent, man. You've got that. I'm going to call it that dig. You know, when you I think in my opinion anyways, you look like you're challenged. Like you're like, okay, challenge accepted. I'll find out what's going on with this electrical. And for me, it's like, no thanks. Mark. Where has he been lately? Did I miss one? I must have missed one of your things. Where has who been? Old two-strokers, very talented. Oh, are you talking about Bueno? He's got a video coming, I think. I think I've seen some pictures on his Instagram. JC is the man for sure. Whitney was parked in the woods almost 30 years. Yeah. The Pete cab over, it's one of the ugliest trucks in the world. That's not true. They're just not appealing to me. Satellites. Yeah, it was a heaven-bound chicken hauler for sure. Hey, Dennis. Dennis is checking in from the Netherlands. Jim, I've seen a lot of things I couldn't identify. So, yes, UFOs while flying is a thing. You know, but that doesn't mean it's alien. It just means I couldn't figure out what it was. But I've seen a lot of crazy, weird things. I'm like, what the hell's that? You know what happened one day? We were flying. I was doing UPS during the Christmas season. UPS and FedEx, they call it peak. And so all of the other cargo carriers fly for them to get the Christmas packages going. And I was flying, it was like 5 years ago, flying from Louisville to Mather, California. And it was in the middle of the night. We're super tired. It was like the second leg of the day. And we're just kind of, you know, zoning out, waiting to get there. And a meteor broke in to the atmosphere. And it was the brightest green. I mean, it was so bright green that it hurt my eyes. And it was visible super close to us. It looked super close, probably 30, 80 miles away, somewhere in there. And I was just like, whoa. And it was like 6 or 7 seconds. I could have got my phone out and got a picture, but I was so like awestruck by it that I didn't bother taking a picture. But then as soon as it was over, like the radios went crazy. Everybody could see it. Like 25 other planes were like, oh my God, did you see that? And it was pretty cool. Yeah, Tracy, you're right. Kevin Hornbuckle, medium duty with a DD 671. You know what? I think I showed a picture of it. There's a weird named truck out at JP's. It's got a 671 in it, and it's just cool looking. And I may do a will it start, like when I catch up on my own stuff. I may do a will it start on that truck, and it's pretty cool. I can't remember the name of it though. Yeah, Mike. Yep, same. Diehard Kenworth fan. Freightliners are amazing. Old Macs, I'm not a Mac guy, and it's just because I haven't been exposed to them. I have been looking for a Superliner with a E9. We'll see. Greetings from Denmark. Hey, glad you're here, buddy. I would try and say your name, but I would wreck it. Yep, I'm sitting in Marla, Dennis. Cab over Gary, what's up? What's up? Oh, and then JC Smith notices him too. Right on. RC man, absolutely love old two-stroke with 359 man. That new one he got, that the one with 3408, I tried to buy it from him. He is so stingy, that dog. Yeah, Roger, you know what? I love Chad like a brother. He is just such a good dude. You know, he's got a really big heart. Really big heart. He really does. Good dude. He's a little wild. He's a little wild card, but he's a good dude. I really like him. Don McCord as well. Great guy. Garrett, great kid, man. Garrett's gonna be super trucker one of these days. You watch. He's gonna have him a 359 with probably 8 V92, some big old pipes. You know, Ramit, I started off in small planes, and I'm not a corporate world kind of guy. You know, yeah, Dennis, I love the Aerodyne too. It's a unique truck. Did you say the injection pump you were needing is 7 Echo 588? Yep. If so, there's a returned one. Yeah, $3,500. And look, the thing about buying a $4,000 injection pump is it's $4,000. You know what I mean? And that one that's $3,500 on there, kind of looks like it might have just been a clean of paint, and I don't want to end up with one of those. And now I could. We're going to talk about Bruce Wilson in a minute. I could go to RJ Bastyr, I think is the company, $4,000. But man, you know, I'm about to rebuild the pump by myself. And, you know, I have a pump that's apart, and I've been looking at it, and it's not rocket science in there. You know, it's got some bearings in the case. It's got a camshaft, which you could just equate to any other engine in the world. It's got some roller lifters. It's got some, you know, what would be pistons in an engine, but they're just little high pressure pumps. I can't remember what cartridges. I can't remember what you call them, but just little high pressure pumps. So you change some, or you buy new ones. It doesn't look like rocket science to me, and I don't see $4,000. I know cap prices are expensive right now, but let's see. You know, Gary, that KTA Cummins thing you're talking about, yeah, that's a bad dude, and I want one. Somewhere there's one for sale right now. 600 KTA 600 for 20,000. It'd be cool. Yeah, Bug, I love Marla too. I don't know what Swarfega hand soap is, but I go through a lot of that. I'm not sure if it's not an Oshkosh. It's like a company that made trucks just to move trucks or move trailers around or whatever. I don't remember. Move heavy equipment. I'll look and see if I can find it. Do you watch CW Lamone on YouTube? I do not, but I will check it out. Oh yeah, I knew what you meant. I knew you meant it was refurb. I saw that picture of the $3,500 ones. Yeah, JC. Yeah, you're right. Favorite YouTubers, we'll talk about that. Don't let me forget. Oh, Minty man, I'm jealous. I don't know anybody who has one. JP used to have a KT 600. It was all chromed out, like big horsepower, 800 horsepower, and he sold it before I met him. So Vance, listen, let's talk about Bruce Wilson. Bruce is a showman, right? Bruce does things. Bruce is a showman. He does things for the show. He dogs out Kenworth for the show. He destroyed that. You know, I don't necessarily agree with destroying trucks because I'm a hoarder / restorer, whatever you want to call me, savior of old machinery. But Bruce is a showman, and Bruce does things to make the channel work. And you know, you got to do stuff that makes your channel work and makes your subscribers. Dude, there's nobody harder on mechanical stuff than Whistling Diesel, and he's got 5 million subscribers and makes $5 million a year or whatever it is. I can't say anything bad about him. You know, when I first started watching YouTube, you know who the first person I ever subscribed to was? Bruce Wilson. Am I still a subscriber? Yep. Do I watch every video he puts out? Yes. Do I like Bruce and think, man, he's the he does everything that I would do, and I'm a big fan. No, but Bruce Wilson's an entertainer, man, and you know he took his channel uh, where it needed to go to be popular, and I can't criticize him for that. I mean, my heart still hurts over that truck he beat up, um, but he's a guy I watch on YouTube. Hope that doesn't bother anybody that I watch him, but I do. He's entertaining. Did I used to think, man, this guy is so dumb? I mean, maybe I did when I first started watching him. But Bruce is a showman. Bruce is a smart guy. I think he's a lot smarter than he lets on in some of his videos. But yeah, I watch Bruce. So YouTubers that I like to watch. Yeah, Bruce, what he does with his family, I'm not gonna comment. I think he loves his kids and loves his wife, and Amber seems like a cool chick, and I wish Bruce lots more success, even though he might not be like ideal for everyone. Other YouTubers, Old Two Stroker, JC Smith, Cab Over Gary, Chad Keegan, Don McCord, Dominique the Dump Truck Driver. Do you guys watch Dominique the Dump Truck Driver? You guys got to watch Dominique the Dump Truck Driver. She's cool. Man, I always struggle to remember everybody that I watch on there, but we'll pick out some more as it goes on. So Mike, about Bruce painting his own truck and then doing that thing, is a showman, and he actually kind of admits. He admitted that he did it himself. I mean, in like a follow-up segment show, he was like, so some trucks got painted or whatever, and remember that's it's a show. Would I have done that personally? No, but I'm not Bruce, and he's very successful. So if that's what made it work, then so be it. Those yard donkey trucks are made only like 60 miles from me in Ottawa. That's cool. Oops. The chat just moved a big bunch, so I'm going to miss some people. Sorry about that. It was stuck, and I think it just... Talk about chemtrails. There are no chemtrails. That's just the engines making clouds. The way an airplane flies, the wing creates a low pressure area. The engines do the same thing. The engine is a wing, basically, the way it's designed. And the ram air in combination with the thrust produced by the motor creates a cloud. And it's super cool because the engine, you can't really tell that the jet engine is puffing like that, but because I fly real close to that, you can kind of see the swirl of the exhaust. Pretty cool. Anyway, Tim Gentry. No, Tim will never race me. I thought we were going to have a friendly race between the two of us, and then he went and sent his car off to make it a race car. But it's fine. Tim is a super busy guy. I can't even imagine being as busy as Tim. So if it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah, JC. Like I said, it's not what I would do, but I feel the same way you do, though. Hey, Terry from Melbourne. Good to see you, brother. I'm just going to try and catch up. Don't watch all this stuff. Some is dumb. Some is. I agree with that. Thanks, JC, for your integrity, buddy. It does matter. Oh, Peterbilt Mike. Oh, geez, I can't believe I forgot Peterbilt. You guys watch Peterbilt Mike? Peterbilt Mike is a lot like me in a way because he's like a kid in a candy shop when it comes to trucks. He just loves trucks. He's a truck guy. And, like him or don't like him or whatever, don't like his trucks, like his trucks, but Peterbilt Mike's a good dude. And you guys should all watch him. Dump truck driving job Monday. Kenworth with 13 speed. That was my first driving job. Dump trucks. Boston Trucker. Haven't checked him out, John, but I will. Nova Scotia. What's up, Glenn Delaney? Yep. Do watch Peterbilt Mike. We have one last question. I'm a truck driver and I play a DAF in Italy because in North America they don't make cab overs anymore since everyone loves them. And who can try to save them like you? Well, so a lot of us, there's a small group of us that love cab overs. Cab overs, tough truck to make a living in because the thing kicks your ass. Heavy D Sparks. Heavy D, like he broke the internet, that guy, with his old Diesel Brothers and all that stuff. Heavy D's a pretty amazing businessman. I wish I could know him. Know him well. Like I see him on YouTube and I feel like I know him even though I've never met the guy, but he seems pretty cool. That'd be cool to know him. I'm kind of jealous that Tim knows him. Mad Cow Mark, yep. The Dominique is and her husband is a good mechanic too. Dang guy. He did that A model rebuild, and then he didn't video most of it. And I was so disappointed because I'm actually on the fence about rebuilding Crystal's original motor. I would have liked to see more detail on that, but he's a busy guy. What do I think about? What do you think about Peterbilt Mike and Twin Sticks? Okay, you missed that. I like both those guys. Peterbilt Mike's a truck guy like myself, and so I really dig him because he gets really like childlike excited about trucks like I do. And Mark is a really intelligent guy, and he's done some really good work. And I think it's super cool that he painted his own truck. And having never painted before, went through that learning curve, and that was cool. 84 that had a KTA 450, 14-speed Spicer. Just not many people have heard of them. Nope, I've never heard of the 14-speed Spicer. I know that Spicer has some weird stuff, though. Just Planes. Yeah, I watch that channel occasionally. Yeah, the let me see. You're a good old boy. That's a pilot. Well, so Vance, I've always wanted to do flying stuff. And actually I was trying to start doing that, but out of respect for the fact that it's not my business, I decided against doing it. But we might do something when I go to the Specs airplane. We'll see. Peterbilt Mike, like videos of guys fixing their own trucks their way, real life and real situations. The struggles are real, JC. And like that's one thing that sometimes I get these guys on the comments are like, oh, you're dumb and you act like you know everything. I don't act like I know everything. I mean, I screw up a lot of stuff on video. I don't cut out when I screw up. I don't cut out when I get hurt. I never tell anybody this is how you have to do it. When I'm explaining something, it's like either somebody told me this a long time ago and it's complete BS. My dad did that to me a lot. My dad taught me things that were not real. And damn, I miss that dude. But anyways, I'm not a college educated master automotive technician. I'm not adept APE, whatever you want to call him. I'm just a guy who's been turning a wrench since I was a little kid. Yep. Peterbilt Mike is awesome. Let's Dig. I don't watch that. I should watch more of his stuff. 4x4 16-speed air Spicer. Whew, that sounds exciting. Me and Tim are friends, Mark. I'll meet Heavy D someday. But Heavy D is like so far up here. He's so famous and so popular. It's tough. You know who else? You guys watch Weston Champlin. Like, I started watching Weston a few years ago. Weston's got like the most amazing personality online, and Weston's just he does mad science on cars and stuff. He's I'd really love to know him. If I was his age, I would just like move out there, just hang out with him because he's super cool. Yeah. Mark is very humble and very honest. He's a good dude. I've talked to him a few times on Instagram and stuff. He was down in Georgia, but I just missed him, and I was like, dude, I wish I'd have known. Even though I'm out flying, I just gave you my address. You could come in, sit in all my trucks and slam my doors and stuff, because he's pretty cool. Single stick 5x4. That sounds interesting. I agree with that, Darren. And Nelson, I love cab overs as well. 389 flat top. 425 cat, 20 speed. You know what? That's funny because Mark is hard on stuff. He is kind of hard on stuff. Sometimes when I'm watching him at the what's he call that, on the hunts, sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, man, don't slam that door. But some of these old trucks, you gotta slam them. This is a door slammer. You gotta slam this door for some reason. Yeah, JC, same. I learn all the time that I was wrong, thinking I knew something. And I just put it out there. You guys see all my stuff raw. The only thing I don't do is cuss on video. And I'm a truck driver, man. Just because I drive an airplane, I'm a truck driver, and I swear, and I cut every bit of it out. As you guys probably noticed, I've been chastised in the comments for my increasingly bold use of foul language, even though I try to cut out anything I say. Sometimes I'm just human, but everything else is legit. I just cut out the swearing. Yeah, Tim's doing Weston's truck. I forgot that's a thing. So you guys probably already know Weston. But yeah, before the fire, I think you guys saw I was up at Tim's, and I was trying to get him to paint Trisha. This was before I found out that his paint guy had cancer and all that stuff happened, and I was pushing Tim to do that paint job on Trisha, and then I found out about his guy having cancer and all that, and then the shop burned down, and just a horrible bunch of stuff that happened that month. But yeah, I forgot that you guys knew about Weston, but Weston's a great guy. Wish I knew him, and you guys should check him out if you haven't already. Yeah, Gucci lover, I agree. I think that the thing that I try and do is I try and do a little of everything. I know that the videos where I'm doing breaks again for the 10th time are tough to watch, and it's the same stuff over and over. But I've been trying to do just a little bit more what I call a hodgepodge video, where I'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because I want to keep everybody interested, And Kevin, stick with your format. It suits you. You're right. Success at a heavy diesel level is, or heavy D level, does make a person a little bit shallow. But you know what? A lot of guys kind of dog Tim out because he's kind of all over the place. But if you went to Tim's and just followed him around for like 15 minutes, I don't even know how he does it. There's so much happening. His phone, I bet he gets 1,000 text messages a day, and his phone rings constantly, and he's trying to work on trucks, and trying to juggle all the things that come up with the business. He's a super busy guy, and mad respect for him to be able to keep up. And I can't imagine the level, a guy with 3, 4, 5 million subscribers like Heavy D and Whistling Diesel and Cletus and all that. Kudos to them guys for being able to manage life. Let's see. And the chat just jumped about 30, so I might miss some people. Sorry about that. Mark Miller, agree. $68,359. Never seen one that I know of. I'll have to check and look online. Bug, I built the Camaro. So let me tell you the quick story about the Camaro. I had a 1500 horsepower Toyota Supra. Years ago, I was in the internet business, and this company called Titan, out of Florida. They were building Toyota Supras. I never thought about having to charge the laptop. But we're gonna make a quick transfer to some place I can plug in, or I'm gonna lose you. Oh boy, this window needs some new felt. We're gonna move a little bit. Hopefully I can get out of here without dropping you. I got the low battery warning. Oh man, that was planning on my part. So anyways, I had heard about this company that was making 700 horsepower out of this straight six Toyota motor. And I've been a drag racer / big block Chevy guy my whole life. And, you know, if you had 450 horsepower, you were tough to beat. And I was like, there ain't no way you're making no 700 horsepower out of some 3-liter 6-cylinder. And so I called them up. I'm like, picking their brain, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, we're making 800 on one now. And I said, okay, how you doing it? And they told me, and I was like, okay, so ordered a turbocharger and, you know, some of that stuff, and built this car, and it made 700 horsepower, 722, I think. And so stand by here. I can be looking at the ceiling for a minute. Okay, what's happening? I'm clicking on stuff with my thumb. Okay, do I still got you? Let's see. Okay, yeah. Duh. Oh, Grevin. I can't believe I did that, but I really didn't think I'd be out there as long as I was. So anyways, following the whole Fast and the Furious thing, I built this car, and it goes through several evolutions, and it's a 1500 horsepower car, and every time I drive it, I either break the transmission or smoke a piston or whatever. And so I sell the car cheap. I told my wife, I'm like, if I can either sell this thing for whatever I can get out of it, or, you know, spend another $20,000 a year keeping the thing up. And so I sold the car. And then right after, I mean, like literally the week after I sell the car, my brother calls me and says, hey, did you have you seen that new show, Street Outlaws? I'm like, no. So I look it up and I watch it, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that I just sold my car. And now this is a thing. Street racing is a thing. And so I told Jessica, I said, hey, let's go to the Muscle Car Museum and pick out any car in there, and we'll find one, build it. And so that's how I ended up with Bucket. And as usual, I spent 3 years building this 2,000 horsepower car, and then I don't have any friends that are into drag racing, and I don't want to do it by myself, and so the car just sits. But so, yeah. All right, let me get back to the thing. Oh, that's cool, JC. The only reason I watch you and reached out to help you is because there's no blasphemy, profanity, or vulgarity on your channel. Well, I like I said, even though I am human and I do say stuff, I edit it out of videos because, you know, even though a lot of people don't mind profanity, it does offend people. And for me, I don't want to alienate people or make them uncomfortable to watch me. So I cut it out of there. So I'm not going to change. I'm going to keep it clean. You know, sometimes I might say something that
is using profanity, but it's also right in the middle of something that's relevant. So I'll take the profanity out and bleep the area, but you can still say you can still tell that I said it, and that's about as far as it goes for me. Let me try and catch up. That's pretty cool of you, Mike. Yeah, Tim Gentry, man, he is wild. He asked me, he's like, well, what do you think? Am I too all over the place? And I told him, I said, Tim, that's what I like about you. I think that the fact that Tim is all over the place is what makes him what I enjoy. Yeah, JC, you're absolutely right. And like I said, everything about me is real, except I cut out any profanity that I say, just for that reason. I try not to, but I grew up with it, and it's tough to cut it completely out. Yeah, Grevin. Oh man, were you there? Were you there when Townsend blew that thing up in front of the house? I think you were. Ah, that's funny. Neil, that's because I don't leave it in the channel. I think more than anything, but like JC said, people have kids in the room and they're trying to watch a show, and then somebody's just, F this, F that, and that's not cool. Mark, Tim, so this is how something works for Tim and racing, right? The guys call and say, hey, we're racing. You want to come? And Tim will like either jump in the truck right then, grab like his go bag, jump in the truck and go down there, or he'll jump on an airplane and fly down there. And most of the time when those guys are racing, I'm out flying. So it doesn't really work for me. Did you send it PayPal? Because I didn't get it. Let me type it in here for you. Is that where you sent it? If not, just recall it. It's not a big deal. Oh yes, Matt, thank you. You guys know that I watch Hamiltonville Farm, right? Hank and Wiley. And Wiley's got his own channel now. It's called Don't Be Wiley. So you guys need to check that out. Thank you for reminding me, Matt. It's tough to remember everything off the top of your head, but Hank is a really good guy. He's his show is wholesome. He's funny. Wiley's a hoot. Man, great channel. Thank you for reminding me of that. Right, Neil. I feel you. Let me look. Google. No, I don't see anything in the email either, brother. Yeah, I don't see anything in the email. PK Customs. And you did that at hotmail.com, right? PKKUSTOMZ at hotmail.com. You don't see it in there. Could be in my trash, though. Let me just look right quick. Sorry, guys. We'll let this thing charge up a little bit. Maybe go back out and start a truck or something. Okay. Yeah, it was in my junk email. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I don't see an attachment or anything. I'm going to email you back. Yeah, Tim doesn't let any grass grow for sure. Right, JC? And clickbait, yeah, I refuse to use clickbait. I've talked to other couple YouTubers because the channel was doing really well last year. The channel went from 0 to like 30,000, and then this year the channel's doing horrible. All of my videos are getting less than 10,000 views, and I was used to seeing 50, 60, 80, 200,000 views, and now it's down to 6,000, 7,000 views in a week, and that's horrible, and it doesn't pay. And I was getting upset about it, and I was reaching out to some of the other guys. I talked to Tim, and I talked to Hank and a couple other guys, and Chad, and they all said, "Hey, just keep going. Don't give up, and it'll turn. You're on the cusp. You're on the cusp." And I've been on the cusp for a while, and I'm not trying to get rich. I just would love to be able to get more trucks and get more things done. And the thing that I hate is when you go, and then it's like, oh, I'm out of money. I gotta wait. And there's so many cool things that are available right now, and I just don't have the money. I need 70 tires, 5 engines, 4 transmissions, and then a whole bunch of exhaust. And exhaust is crazy expensive, unfortunately. Right on, Little Dynamite Trucking. What do I call you? What's your name there? Yeah, I do, Gucci. All right, Mark, get that laundry done. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Yeah, I had the return line off, and it was just a stream, and I was just enjoying listening to the engine, and then I saw diesel on the ground and ran around there. It's like, oh, yeah, that was a huge leak. Yeah, crazy. Well, I think it will too, and I'm just I'm just going to keep trying to put out 2 videos a week every Wednesday and either Saturday or Sunday. I switched from Sunday to Saturday, and then I kind of alternate. I know that Sunday is a family day, and people go to worship and dinner and a lot of stuff. But I also know that sometimes Sundays are the only day off for the guy who works 6 days a week, and he wants to catch up on YouTube. So that's why I alternate Saturdays and Sundays. But yeah, I know it'll eventually work out. I'd really love to have a History Channel show, and I had a big plan for one, and then some guys from Canada are doing the show that I wanted to do, only they're doing a little twist. I was going to use a helicopter, they're using an airplane, and they're doing old cars, where I was going to do old trucks. But yeah, I'd love to have that show. And the reason why I want a History Channel show is because I want to continue to do what I do on a larger scale with somebody else funding it. I honestly think there's a reason to save these old trucks. It's not just the fact that I'm addicted to them. There's a reason. There's a historical value to these old trucks, and I think just letting them rot in the wood somewhere is just not cool. I'd love to have a museum, but I'm getting older, and I can't really fund a museum on my own, but it would be cool. Yeah, and I agree. Springtime, people start going outside, and it tapers off. But I 100% need everybody who watches to watch every video from start to finish. William, I forgot about Western Truck and Tractor Repair. I do watch his channel. the thing is, he's raw, so you can't watch his channel if you have kids. He's raw. I do enjoy the fact that the dude's smart. He's a smart guy. But he's raw. He's raw. He's a wild card. So, but yep, I do watch him. Thanks, Gucci. Thanks, Neil. Snow in Vance. Ugh. Man, I'm so glad that I live where that doesn't snow. Even when it's cold out, I still enjoy working here because it's not snowing on me. Roger, why would I be mad at you? Yeah, I saw that, Tracy. I did see that. I'd like to drive one of those and see. Yes, Mike. Thank you for reminding me of that as well. Derek Bieri, I think is his name. Scripts Garage. Derek, I've been watching Derek for years. I don't have anything really negative to say about him. The guy's pretty awesome. He's a predator posing as prey. He's super smart, and he pretends a little bit like he's just an average guy, and he's not above average intelligence, but he's a rocket scientist, I think, and I enjoy watching him. And I enjoyed the old Script Garage, the pre-million subs Script Garage, because once you get that big, then it becomes a job. And so I do enjoy his older stuff better, but I still watch every video. Yeah, Bug, the K100 is amazing. I love Trisha. I was sitting in Trisha yesterday, and it just, even the way that truck smells, I just love that truck. And Crystal as well. I love all my trucks, so it's not really fair for me to say that. Yeah. Maybe someday, I just hope, I don't know. I don't know where trucking's going. I don't know where diesel's going and the stupid electricity. Electric vehicles are cool, but they're not green in any way, shape, or form. Battery technology is not there for it to be green. And to say that fossil fuel is bad for the environment when it's made by the environment, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but go look at a oil refinery and then go look where they mine lithium, and then you tell me what's worse for the environment. Yeah, Marla. I really wish I'd have had a power cord out there and had it hooked up, because I was more comfortable sitting in the truck than in the living room here. Same. Electric vehicles are just not, they're cool. And it's cool to think about. And actually, probably not this year and probably not next year, but I am going to build an electric semi with a twist. And I've already got it all worked out up here. But Vance, I would, but it's all apart in there and it looks like crap. Maybe when I put the interior back in, I'll do a live from inside Trisha. Yeah, John was with me when we brought Whitney back. He rode with me and Whitney. John's a pretty good kid. He's actually getting a little bit more in tune with the program here. He's a good kid. Yeah, I am going to build one, Minty. But it's going to be something, man. I don't want to tell you, but it's going to be crazy, because it's going to be burning tons and tons of fossil fuel to make the electricity that it needs. But yeah, it'll be a cab over as well. I don't really know. Mark knows so much more about that whole Smokey and the Bandit era. That if he said that, it's probably true. And yeah, Gucci, when that tire blew up, I knew Mark didn't watch my channel. And then once that happened, I was like, nope, guarantee he never watched my channel because he would have known better to be airing up that tire. Oh, nice, Nelson. Yeah, Minty. If I can put this together, but I need 50,000 for the power source, and so it's going to be a little bit, but I'm working on it. Believe me. Yeah, the Tesla Semi is a joke. It's never going to happen. It's a 500,000. It's not even built yet, right? Okay. There's a few of them, but they're not available to the public. And the price is already $500,000. Who is going to go and spend $500,000 to be able to drive 400 miles? How a truck driver going to make money working 400 miles a day? It's not happening. That's never going to happen. It's not practical. Elon Musk is one of the smartest people ever to exist. And, but the problem with him is he's a businessman, and that truck's going to make him billions of dollars, and it's just not going to work. Oh yeah, Minty, I'd like to see that. Really, check it out. Locomotive engine, no sir. It's I'll give you a hint. It's turbine powered. Oh man, I need 2 flux capacitors actually, JC, and they have to be the same make and model. Hey Greg, how's it going, buddy? Appreciate you coming. Conventional truck. It wouldn't be as bad as the junk batteries. Yeah, no doubt, dude. Mark, you got that right. You look at go online right now and Google images a lithium mine and just see what that does to the planet. And that's on such a small scale. Let's start building car-sized lithium batteries on the scale of gasoline engines and see where the world turns. It's a ploy. Whatever. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but yeah, right, JC. And how is everybody going to charge their car? Can you even imagine? They do the revolving blackouts, right? And so your neighborhood's got to go 2 hours without power because the other neighborhood where the people have to have the AC and all that crap. Can you imagine how many millions of cars are charging at the same time? Never going to happen. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that people are falling for that. Hank and Wiley get that old Mac to start. No, I don't think it ever ran outside of starting fluid. And I 100% believe that if I wasn't sleeping, I might have been able to help him out more. But I seriously was in bed. I had a flight in a few hours, and it was, it's hard to sleep during the day. And so I was tossing and turning. I happened to pick up my phone and see that he texted me. And I was just a zombie. Yeah, Minty, I believe that. I believe that. And yep, slave labor is used in that mining as well. So it's not only horrible on the environment, but it's trafficking. You want to talk about human trafficking, that's it at its finest, Gary, the weird thing about Doug Coletta is he's an animal, man. Those cars have to be so scary. And for a guy who's getting older, he's still got it, But he comes by it honestly. That family has been going fast for decades. Yeah, Greg, I've heard there's nothing but trouble in that whole industry. Everything that has to do with Teslas and battery powered stuff, It's crazy. Yeah, Neil, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So they got all these charging stations and it costs you like what, $18 or something to charge a car? Yeah. I don't get it. Oh, good point, JC. Now all the truck stops are going to have charging station, and you already can't park. I don't know, Grevin. I don't know the stats on that. You might be right. Yeah, and the time to change to fill the tank versus the time to charge and all that. Yeah, it's just not a good situation all the way around. Yeah, and we don't really either, Greg. Like we don't have the capabilities, and this government push to do away with fossil fuels is just, it's premature by 100 years, in my opinion. But I'm just James. I'm not rocket scientist, so. Right on, Tracy. Appreciate you being here, brother. I think the reason why they don't use hydrogen more is because there's not enough money in it. All right, Grevin, we'll see you, buddy. Yep, and Homer it is. And Homer, that's my biggest. I carry hazardous materials into horrible places in my job, and to be honest with you, I'd rather carry bombs than batteries. A battery fire is not anything I'd want to have to try and tend to in the airplane. Scary to think about. All right, Greg. Milliken Racing, huh? I'm gonna look him up. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? Not much. I decided to go live, and now it's been 2 hours, and I had to come. I was doing it out of Marla, but I didn't think I'd be on long, so I didn't bring a battery out with me. So the laptop was around out of battery. I had to come in the house. Right, Dennis. It can't handle it anywhere. It's a fallacy to think that they could even in the United States, charge all the cars. It's impossible. Tom Murray, north of Scotland, use hydrogen on the airports. Interesting. Hydrogen is a good fuel. Me and when the whole hydrogen generator thing scam happened, me and my brother had an automotive shop together in Michigan, and we started building those hydrogen generators, and we played around a lot with hydrogen. It's a volatile fuel, and all right, JC, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming in, eh? Those hydrogen generators, they're supposed to increase your mileage. That was the biggest scam, one of the biggest scams. But we tried it. We built a bunch of them. My brother's rocket science level intelligence, and we tried a bunch of different designs and optimizing other people's stuff, and then Mike created his own, and they were fun to make. Briggs and Stratton run on, but nothing that you could do that would increase the mileage on a car, because the electricity it takes to generate the hydrogen, you can't. It's impossible to generate enough electricity to generate enough hydrogen to generate enough electricity. Okay, so whatever. I don't know, Greg. I don't know that I'm familiar with those. I'll take a peek on the internet and see. Yeah, Glenn, I get you, man. Racing is expensive. Fuel, race gas ain't cheap. Then you gotta put the car in a trailer and burn a bunch of fuel taking it there and entrance fee and all that stuff, and then heaven forbid you break something. The 6NZ, pretty popular. Oh, do you guys watch KT3406E? Is that his name? Let me look. I think that's his YouTube. Let me just do a quick search. KT3406E. Yeah, you guys watch him? KT3406E. He doesn't make very many videos. He's super popular. He's got a little dry sense of humor, but some guys don't like him because he blows up Detroit's. But that guy's super intelligent. You should check him out. Oh yeah, it's volatile, man. Oh, okay, Roger. I'm not even familiar with the Freedom Truckers in Canada, but let me do a little research on that, Chris. Mark's not a trucker. He's not a truck guy. He's a he's a truck guy. Don't get me wrong, but he's not an industry guy, I guess. I see Bug watches KT3406E. You guys really need to just, when we're done with this live, you need to just search for KT3406E and watch him build one of those $50,000 6NZs. And someday I will have him build me one of those engines. Bunk AC coolers, huh? That's interesting. Well, Chris, I get that. He's got a strong personality. I guess I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to that. I don't know. I mean, we all have things we enjoy and things we can't tolerate. So I get it. Oh, you know what? LPG. That's not a bad. That's not a bad fuel. It is explosive though. Alex Taylor. I stopped watching them. And I don't remember really why I did, but I used to watch her, but I don't want anymore. Yeah, Chris. I agree with that. And I put IPD parts in Betty's engine. Hey, John. Jessica's good. She's out doing Jessica stuff today. But yeah, she's doing well. Glenn, you want to know something? I bought a drum of C16, $1,200. And guess what I did? I left the lid off. I tapped 5 gallons out of it, and I didn't put the bung back in the barrel. And I noticed it like 14 days later, and now I can't use it in the car because it won't be good enough for the boost. So I just been burning it in the pressure washer. It's made me a little sick. And Mark, I like I said, I don't know why I stopped watching him. I was watching her, but I don't remember why I stopped. I'm trying to catch up something. I missed something somewhere. Okay, Roger, no worries. I appreciate you coming. Yeah, Alpha Raptor. Yeah. Isn't that the way it always goes, man? You know, they get something cool, then all of a sudden the price goes out through the roof and it's ridiculous. Yeah, Tom. Then you get in trouble, right? Just like diesel. Let's talk about that. I know you were just joking about building a still, but you know, just like diesel fuel, when everybody was making their own veg oil diesel, and then all of a sudden the government said, well, you're allowed to make up to like 400 gallons. And then after that, you have to start paying tax on the fuel you make. What? Seriously, man, me and my brother were all about that. You know, I had a few Duramax trucks and I had unfortunately, I had a F650 with a C7 ACERT, and we were making our own fuel. And then they were like, oh, yeah, if you make more than 400 gallons in a year, you have to pay tax. Screw that. Yeah, Glenn, it was. I was so upset. I walked over and I was like, did I really leave the bung out of the barrel 2 weeks ago? Ugh. Yeah, big guy's got to get his percent. All right, Nelson, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you coming by. I'm going to close up pretty soon anyways. I got to get out there and get some work done. But Matt's is in Louisville, Kentucky. 30th, 31st, and 1st. Okay, so on the 1693, every engine that you build new uses a lot of oil. If it was me, I put the biggest load you can put on that thing and drive it like you stole it. And I'll tell you, I had an airplane that had a new engine, and it burned 2.5 quarts an hour, which is a lot for an airplane engine, for 500 hours. And then we took it flying one day and we landed. And the next day I went out and I checked the oil and it was full. And I was like, man, did I put oil in this before we flew yesterday? My daughter was like, no. Like, well, uh-oh, something's wrong. So we took it out and flew it another couple hours, came back, was still full. I took it to the mechanic. I'm like, something's wrong with my airplane. It's like, what do you mean? I said, well, it burns 2.5 quarts an hour. And the last 2 trips it hasn't burned anything. It's like, it's finally broke in 500 hours. Weird, right? D-Boss Garage. Let's talk about him. It's another guy I watch. Dude, he is so good. Man, I wish I was as good mechanically as that guy. And we don't even see half the stuff that he does, I'm sure. His K100, crazy that he did that frame. And I actually asked him, it was like, why didn't you just have new frame rails built? And he was like, well, that adds 10 grand to the build. And that's true. The fact that he cut that front of that conventional frame to fit that cab over and made that work, amazing. Like, mad respect for that guy. The truck as a whole, it's a decent truck. Got a ton of money in it. See you later, Michael. Appreciate you. You know, Glenn, I took the pump out, and I don't know what distracted me because the pump was out, but the bung was off. So I don't know what happened. All right, Mike. Thanks, buddy. Well, anyways, guys, been 2 hours, 20 minutes. Hopefully we got a bunch of the questions answered. James, would you truck to Canada so we could have a cup of coffee? Maybe, Greg. Maybe. But anyways, I'm going to go out to the shop and get some work done. Let this furnace that's sitting on my legs cool off a little bit. I appreciate you guys coming. The standard stuff, you know, like, comment, subscribe. Check out all those people we talked about. Show them some love. And we'll catch you next time. I'll probably do another live, you know, another week or something. And I really do appreciate you guys. Had fun talking today, man. 2 hours and 20 minutes went by so fast. But anyways, we'll see you.